What you just saw was no accident. It couldn't have been. The very first little clip was part 1, and it's from the very first trailer they ever put out for The Last of Us. And the second clip was something from part 2, which was from the very last trailer that they put out. Each involves the leads bursting out double doors into this world of The Last of Us. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure why they're calling back to the original trailer. Maybe if you guys have some input, you could put it down below. But in this video, we are going to do a nostalgic look back breakdown, so to speak, of the very first trailer and kind of give thoughts and a little bit of a flashback reaction of what I was thinking. And also, we're going to be discussing some of the 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece review score, reviews popping off. All spoiler free, keep in mind. Also, this is a marathon upload. I have maybe 5 or 6 Last of Us videos. I'm gonna upload them 1 a day, maybe 2 a day for some of the smaller ones. I'm gonna upload them leading into the Last of Us Part 2 streaming event on this channel, June 19th from 12 to 12. If we start a little later, it's only because something happened. Traffic, they didn't have my order. I had to wait. There was a line, COVID, I don't know. But that's the game plan. So we're going to stream a 12-hour block on Friday. That's 12 to 12. And then I don't know how long on Saturday, just until we finish the game. Before we dive into that, we finally launched Doomsday Kingdom Volume 1, which is a trade paperback. It contains issues 1 through 5, and we're putting this out on Indiegogo. So if you want Volume 1, head there now. We got about 26 days until the campaign ends, and we're going to be shipping this out lightning fast. It's 128 pages, a brand new zombie story, taking what we know from the zombie genre, adding an interesting new little fresh twist to it, and putting it out there. And yes, you can definitely refresh the zombie genre. It's not as saturated as you think. The problem with the zombie genre is there's just so much bad out there. It's about damn time for some good. So check out my book. I'm the creator and writer. James Milne is doing a fantastic job with the art. Go ahead and maybe read through and see if it's something you're interested in. The tagline for Volume 1 is essentially an injured survivor doing everything he can to get his family and friends out of the infected town before it's too late and they are walled in the Doomsday Kingdom. Check it out. We're going to hit our goal and give you one hell of a premium quality book. Now, these review scores, they are off the wall. Actually, on Twitter today, I saw somebody say, yo, stop using my review score as ammo for, everyone's a shill, because I'm not a shill, and I absolutely love the game. There's, I'm not making it up. I'm not yada, yada, yada. Some people are mentioning the fact that, and I personally have a friend that got an early review copy. I have 2 of them, if you can believe it or not. And they did inform me that, yes, it is true. They are not allowed. It's very strict of what they can and can't say. One of them did tell me you can't talk about the beginning, which is odd because some idiot reviewer, asshole, did a spoiler-free review and started in detail talking about the beginning, and I stopped reading the review. I was like, no, you moron, that's not how it works. Anyhow, so yes, Sony did tell them they cannot say anything detail-wise about the second half of the game. That is true, and other strict things, but that doesn't matter. I know a lot of people are using that for ammo, saying, oh, look, they can't talk about it, and is it strict? Is it over the top? Yeah, maybe, kind of, sort of. I, being somebody who wants to avoid spoilers, I really don't care. I'm not going to read the spoiler reviews anyway. I kind of just was interested in thoughts and opinions spoiler free, but I don't think that even matters though. I keep hearing people say they can't talk in depth about what? That doesn't matter for a review. Think about it. A review is this, and this is the same for all movies. I don't understand how YouTube has warped people's opinion about or idea of what a review is. A review is this. Was it good or not? And they give you hints as to why it was good or not. Like when you watch, the old, who was that? Roger and Ebert or whatever the hell. When I was a kid, they were on TV and it was just these 2 old guys talking about movies, and they would never go, oh yeah, so, I thought Chucky was, it was kind of bland until Andy kills him in the end. It's not like they do that, because that's not the point of a review. I think why I'm triggered about it the most is because with so many random people just making reviews on YouTube, people are starting to do like stupid stuff and it's becoming the norm. For example, and this triggers me for movies and shows, a recap and a review are two totally different things. And now let's take a look at a trailer that a lot of you probably forgot even existed. Now, I remember a few things specifically. One, I remember the very first time I found out about The Last of Us, I was looking at something on YouTube, just literally scrolling, and it was when, video games were being announced, and all I remember is I was kind of curious if there was anything good coming up. And I found The Last of Us thumbnail. I clicked on it, not knowing it was post-apocalyptic or it had to deal with zombies or infected. So when I pop it on, right away, I start seeing my type of environment. This overgrown earth taking over the old modern world in ruins, and then violence too, not shying away from it. Because when you shy away from violence, it really dilutes what you're doing. It severely cripples the impact of what you're going for. And that's another reason why I can't stand some of these little crybabies, and I'm afraid that some of them whining, "Oh, The Last of Us was so violent, I almost couldn't play it." Well, you did, now shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't stand these babies because they're the ones who are gonna get Last of Us 3 or the next Last of Us put out with even less violence and restricting the true vision of what it was supposed to be. Anyhow, even in this teaser trailer, with a still image of an arm dripping blood, soaking it into the rug, it's telling you this is going to be bloody, so be prepared. Here's your heads up.
Oh, man.
I don't know what about that clip gave me the idea, but it made me feel like this was going to be a lot more lighthearted and silly, maybe.
Hey.
There you are. You okay?
Better than that guy.
They got Ellie's wit in the trailer as well.
Search him. I'll take care of his buddy and then we quit this place.
I'm pretty sure that he was making his own bullets too. That's why he has the extra shells here. Now, they had the post-apocalyptic look, and I still remember this. The moment I saw this clip of the shadowy, just blurry running by, I was immediately like, oh shit, okay, there's that monster infected type. This is really up my alley.
Ellie, come on. Go.
It's funny because I can still remember maybe 2 or 3 things that I was thinking when I first saw this trailer, and this is the moment where my interest was piqued. A different blind, and there's some sort of growth on the zombie's face. Again, zombie-like. For me, I call them all zombies. This Days Gone with the Freakers, it's all zombie-like. It's the same idea, you know what I mean? And it's the same vibe as someone who's consuming the content. Anyhow, this moment with the teeth and how he tries to bite at Joel, I was hooked. I knew it. I needed to know or keep an eye on this game. I needed to know when it was coming out and then keep an eye on the release. And my excitement literally just grew and grew and grew the more and more I seen about it. And what's funny is I remember at the time, I asked everybody, man. Nobody knew of The Last of Us, and it was this trailer I was looking forward to one day to show a friend of mine, and I couldn't find it, and I couldn't even remember what the game was called. This is how new it was still to me. And I was like, man, what the hell is that name of that game? And I lost track of it for a couple months. And then it came back around in another trailer, and that's when I was like, that's what it is. That's that game I saw months ago, whoop-de-whoop. But this is the moment, and I still remember it to this day. This clicker face-off with Joel, the way he caps him, and they fade out into the black with the music, and then they fade up with this hallway introduction.
This is our routine. Day and night, all we do is survive. It never lets up.
And that brings us out into the world, and we see the post-apocalyptic landscape, and I knew immediately this is what gripped it, you know? I was interested before, my interest was piqued, but this is what gripped it, this visual.
He tells me how these streets were crowded with people just going about their lives. Must have been nice.
And then again in part 2, the last trailer, similar to the very first trailer we ever got for The Last of Us, they did something I recognized almost immediately. Ellie burst through the doors, reminiscent of the other one, and we get this view of what the world looks like, this post-apocalyptic landscape. Again, gorgeous. And I don't know what the specific callback is, because it's not from the game. Like the first one. The second one definitely looks like it's from the actual game, but the first one wasn't. The first one is, if I remember right, it was made specifically for a teaser before they even did the game. Like before they did all the mocap and shit, you know? And again, I think it's just a little nugget, you know, a little something cool they threw in there at this point in time. And I know it's, especially with the controversy with the leaks, it's going to be hard for some people to believe, but they actually do have a lot of passion and love going into this. Regardless if I end up hating the story, regardless if you hate it or think you hate it because of the leaks, I would still encourage you to play the game. There's no way I'm missing it, even if I end up hating the story. I mean, it's out, bro. I can't control it. It is what it is. It's done. So I'm going to check it out, and I know already I'm going to love the gameplay. I'm going to absolutely love the environment. Now, there's no way I'm not gonna. So I'm going to enjoy as much as I can, and when it gets to the moment that, or moments that I hate, I hope there's only a few, but at this point in time, I think it's unavoidable. Like I said, I got 2 friends that got early review copies, and they both told me I'm going to love, you know, the gameplay and the atmosphere, but one said I'm going to be pissed, I think was his exact phrasing, and the other one said I'm going to hate a couple parts. So, put your thoughts and opinions down below, and let me know what you think about everything, you know. And again, I'm not trying to say there's something here that's, you know, really going to tell us something. It's just a cool little thing, and especially from a creative mind, it's little stuff like this that I think props up the bigger picture, because Last of Us Part 1 was so simplistic in its story, but it was so hard-hitting, especially emotionally, because of all the little, you know, nuggets along the way. Anyhow, don't forget Doomsday Kingdom now on Indiegogo. Let's get that bitch up to 7K, because we're going to upgrade free foil celebration bookmarks for everyone once we hit 7K. So go ahead and sign up for that. We're shipping real soon. Also, don't forget, lightning fast soon. Volume 1, and come here June 19th for The Last of Us Part 2 live full story gameplay reaction.
In a future world, one man's desire for vengeance brought him back to a time and place where events changed him in irreversible ways. But before that, there were beginnings of endings that altered the landscape of civilization as we had known it. This is the story of a changing world and how some lives changed with it. A story about survival from those trapped within the Doomsday Kingdom, where there's a bigger story to tell.